just 5 weeks after Barbara Haas defeated Rasheeda McAdoo 6-7, 7-5, 7-6 at the River Hills Club in Jackson in 4 hours and 1 minute. Read more about that here. We could notice another marathon match on the women's ITF circuit, as the top seed Lisa Matviyenko overpowered Chanelle van Nguyen 7-6, 6, 7, 6, 3 at $15,000 Karlskrona tournament in Sweden in 4 hours and 2 minutes, entering the list with the longest WTA matches in history. The 20-year-old German Matviyenko is currently ranked 420th, and she claimed 3 ITF titles on clay in 2017, while Chanelle van Nguyen also played her best tennis last year, entering the top 500 for the first time. This grueling match at the Karlskrona Tennis Club was played on the clay surface, and it could have lasted for even longer if Lisa hadn't won the final set after just 9 games, avoiding another long set and most certainly reaching a 4.5-hour mark. We saw just 3 aces in the entire match, and both players had to earn the points in long baseline rallies that took the most from both players in order to stay on the court for such a long period of time. Also, both served above 75%, but that didn't give them much since we saw no less than 50 break points in total, with 29 for Lisa and 21 for Chanelle. The German converted 11 chances, and the American grabbed 9 breaks, allowing servers to score just 13 holds in 33 games. They have played 305 points in total, 156 to 149 for Matviyenko, 50 more than Haas and Rasheeda in that previous marathon we mentioned, but none of this would have happened if Matviyenko had brought the match home. While leading 7-6, 5-2, instead of that, Van Nguyen continued to fight, and she has managed to overcome that deficit and force a deciding set where she couldn't stay in touch with her rival anymore. Match kicked off with 3 straight breaks, 2 for the German, who opened a 3-1 lead with a hold in Game 4. She broke again in the following game to move 4-1 ahead before Chanelle pulled 1 break back in Game 6 to reduce her deficit and gain the momentum. The American held in a close 7th game and earned a break at love a few minutes later to level the score at 4-4, and she also saved 3 break points in the 9th game to win 5 points in a row and take her first lead of the match. The German bounced back, breaking in Game 11 to serve for the set, but it wasn't to be for her, getting broken again in the 12th game to set up a tie-break where she had to save 3 set points before winning it 11-9 after more than 80 minutes of play. The second set turned out to be the never-ending story, lasting more than 100 minutes and standing as a match for itself really, as we see a lot of matches on the WTA Tour finished in less time than this set alone. It started with 4 mammoth games, and Lisa was 3-1 ahead with breaks of serve in games 2 and 4. The American broke back again in Game 5, but she couldn't hold serve in the first part of the set, trailing 4-2 after another setback in Game 6 and allowing Matviyenko to move a game away from the triumph when she held for a 5-2. Van Nguyen had to save a match point on serve in the 8th game in order to prolong the match, and she broke back in the next game, reducing the deficit to 5-4. She fends off another match point on serve in Game 10 before locking up the score at 5-5, and a break in Game 11 sent her 6-5 ahead, serving for the second set after the break. Lisa was there to compete, and just like in every other return game she had her chances to pull the break back and send the match into another tie-break, which she did. For 4-4 in the breaker, Chanelle won 3 points in a row to clinch it 7-4 and send this marathon encounter into the final set after more than 3 hours. Despite only 9 games played, the decider lasted almost an hour, and they traded breaks in games 1 and 4 to stay engaged in a super close battle that didn't seem like to be ended anytime soon. Matviyenko repelled 2 break points in Game 6 that kept her in contention, and she was the dominant figure on the court in the rest of the match, scoring breaks in Games 7 and 9 to end this crazy encounter on the winning side and book her place in the Saturday's semifinal. Also read, ATP Madrid, Zverev powers past Isner. Shapovalov edges Edmund in a thriller.